So guys, hopefully you've just watched the other two videos, and we're on to example 3. Because of this year and what's going on, we're just going to skip some stuff, so we're going to skip example 3 and 4. Okay, we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to we're going to go to some of these word problems. These are the ones that are more likely to show up on MCAS. Right, so we're looking at example 5. Lucas wants to get a new puppy, and and I don't understand what the wording is. And we're going to create a circular yard in his backyard to run around. And maybe say it needs. The area needed depends on the type of dog. Round all answers to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so since it's a word problem, we're always going to round it. I'll always tell you what to round to. So if Lucas buys a Chihuahua, the pet store worker says he should give the dog at least 100 square feet to run around. Okay, so it's talking about square feet. So the first thing I always write out radius, diameter, circumference, and area. And then I put whatever this stands for. And because it says square feet, that's area, so I'll put that as the 100. So it's the diameter. Okay. Well, guys, at this point, once I have interpreted what the wording is, this is just like what we were doing in example 2. Right? Exactly the same thing as example 2, right? Like this example F here, like that example E that we did. So it's really, just picking out the words and then it repeats. So if you need to if you want to just skip this part and try it on your own, or maybe pause the video, then watch the solutions, that's fine here, right? Okay, so I'm going to divide by pi. I'm going to take my calculator out, right? And go, oops, okay, let's see. So 100 divided by pi, I get 31 and change or so. Now, right, there's a whole bunch of decimals after, right, for myself. Now I'm going to take the square root of that number. Okay, now make sure as you plug that number in, try to use as many decimal places as possible so your radius is as accurate as possible. So I get 5.6419. If you just take the square root of 31, you're going to get a different answer. I actually use the answer key on my calculator, right? And you have that answer key as the second, and then it's above the negative sign, right? For some, right? A lot of the calculators, if you're graphing, it's above there. I think the scientific for TI has the same thing, but if you use the answer key, it automatically plugs that number in. If you're not going to, right, then make sure as you plug it in, you put in like 31 point. Oh, Moose is playing with my bag. Okay, but he's okay. He's not eating it. 83.10. If I put that in, yeah, you can see it gives me basically the same thing. So if you just write the first 4 decimal places, that works too. So, hold on a second. Okay, crisis averted. He's no longer going after my bag. Okay, so my radius there is about 5.6419. I keep 4 decimal places to the very end. And then until I have to round at the very end. Okay, so don't round too early because it might throw things off. What's the diameter of this? Oh, okay, I have the radius, so I'm just going to multiply that by 2. Notice I just did times 2 in my calculator. I didn't bother to type it in again. I have 11.28, and I'm rounding now because that's my final answer. So there's my answer. It's about 11.28 square feet there, right, for myself. Okay, let's see. If Lucas buys a Great Dane, the pet store worker says he should give the dog at least 1,000 square feet. Okay, this is the same thing, just a different number, right? I write out radius, diameter, circumference, area, right? My area needs to be 1,000 there for myself. So really it's the same problem I just did, but with a different number in there. So that it'd be, right, hopefully in reading it, right, you say to yourself, okay, I understand where that 1,000 came from here, right? So, again, feel free to hit the pause button if you think you can do this on your own. Oh, Moose. Okay. Okay, okay, we're back. All right, he just wanted water. So we're going to divide by pi. All right, so same thing I did before. 1,000 divided by pi. Use the pi key. All right, so that's 318.30. 99 is about what the radius squared is. I hit my square root, and I have my radius about equal to 17.8412. Okay. Oh, and it wants I'll put that in there, and then we're going to double it to get my diameter. So, and now because that's what I want for my answer, 35.68. and that's in feet, so the diameter of that yard. I always box it at the end. Okay. See how much fencing would Lucas need to enclose the area for each type of dog. Okay, right, so we want to enclose it. We want that to enclose it. So that if we think about enclosing it, right, remember it's a circular yard. To enclose it, you need to have a fence all around it. So that's just basically saying, hey, let's do the circumference here. Okay, so we have the diameter, we just need to find our circumference. So we're going to take remember that's pi times diameter. So we just take our 11.28, we multiply it by pi. Okay, and then we get, and it says nearest hundredth, so 35. And I'm going to put the about equals to 35.44 feet for myself. Okay, so that's just, this is each dog, so this would be the Chihuahua. If he decided to if he was crazy and he got a small dog, right? If he was thinking, let's get a big dog, because big dogs are big fun, might he do the same thing? He just take pi times his diameter, 35. Oh, I think actually that was my Great Dane right there. That was the Great. Nope, that was the Chihuahua. Okay, the Great Dane will take that 35.68, and we're gonna 35.68, and we're gonna times it by pi. Okay, so we're gonna get about 112.09 feet. Okay, so those are our two answers there. And that's just taking each of the diameters and multiplying each one by pi. Let's see. D. Lucas goes to the store to buy fencing for the yard and finds that he can afford to buy 100 feet of fencing. Okay, so he can only afford 100 feet. Which one's that going to be? Well, the fencing goes around, right? So, okay, that's going to be then the circumference. So the circumference there is 100. Okay, so this is like those earlier examples, like example 2. It's circumference though that we have. So it's the circumference is 100, pi times diameter. So I'm going to solve for D. I'm just going to take. Right, this is just, I'm just using my algebra skills to think about how to get D by itself. So that's why it's 31.8309. Okay, cut that in half. That gives me 15.9155. How much area could it cover? Okay, area is pi r squared. Okay, notice I'm using all the whole, if you want to, you can use the 4-digit, you can use your answer key. I'm just going to use the answer key, so I'm going to take pi answer squared. Okay, so it's automatically plugging it in, and I get about 795.77 square feet. Remember, it's area, so it's square feet there. Okay, right, so that's how I do those word problems. So for each one, you just read the words, the label, right, will help to tell you which one it is, and then once you know which one it is, you work backwards like you did all the other ones we did before. Okay, so right, from there, right, I will scan these and post these answers. Right, from here, really just go and try that worksheet and do the best you can, and email me if you have questions. Thanks a lot.